Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam61. As you may remember, Suruchi was really mean to her stepson. Hurt by the cruel words of his stepmother, Dhruva, hissing like a wounded serpent, looked accusingly at his father, who was sitting silent. Dhruva rushed from there and went to his mother. Without speaking a word, he began to cry loudly. The mother placed him on her lap, and, after comforting him, she got the story out of the others who were present when the child was pushed so rudely by Suruchi. Suniti could do nothing but weep, drowned as she was in sorrow. Still, she did not lose her gentle nature. She said, "My child, remember one fact, and that is, when one wishes someone ill, that ill is visited on the wisher. So never at any time think ill of others. The king does not like me. He does not want me to serve him, even as a handmaid. Such an unfortunate woman happens to be your mother. What Suruchi said is true. Because you're my son, you do not have the privilege of sitting on your father's lap. Do not be angry with your stepmother because she has spoken words which have wounded you. On the contrary, do what she asked you to do. Pray to Lord Narayana, who is the greatest among the great, who is the refuge of all who are sufferers. Take refuge in the feet of the Lord, who is the refuge of all the gods, of Brahma and of your grandfather Manu, and all the denizens of the heavens. Become attached to him, and only him. Speak his name and see his form, pray to him. He is sure to rid you of all unhappiness. I can see no other way of comforting you." Dhruva was bent on doing what his mother said would be good for him. He left his father's city and wandered about without knowing how to set about his penance. Narada, with his yogic powers, knew about Dhruva. Perhaps he was reminded of his earlier janma, when he was just such a child, wandering in quest of God. He told himself, "I must help this child." He's a kshatriya, and he has been hurt by the words of his stepmother. Narada hurried to where Dhruva was and, placing his hand on the child's head, blessed him. He said, "You are still a child. You are just 5 years old. Your place is by the side of your toys and such things. You're still too young to let insult or approbation have so much influence on your mind. In this world, good and bad, praise and censure are all the result of one's own actions and nothing else. It is people's delusion which causes these. If God's grace is with you, then unhappiness will never come near you. His grace is the only thing needed. If it is not there, no amount of energy or attempt will bear any fruit. It is up to you to be satisfied with what the Lord metes out to you as your share of pleasure and pain. Your mother has told you that you should take refuge in Narayana, and I know you are bent on performing tapas and finding him. My child, do you not know that it's not easy to please him? Rishis and yogis have performed penances for years on end, and still they have not been able to see him. It needs concentration. It needs sacrifice. It needs a sense of detachment and patience. Tapas spread over janma after janma. And still, in spite of all these, he's very hard to find. Please, give up this quest. Abandon this childish obstinacy. You can come back to it later. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.